This time I'd like to introduce the head coach of the University of Georgia, Kirby Smart. Coach Smart, if you could start with a brief opening statement.
Yep, thank you. Obviously, it's honor and tradition for Georgia to be in the Sugar Bowl. I know our team and our university is really excited to play in one of the New Year's Six bowl games. Our players have really ramped up practice since we came back from Christmas break. We've got a really great matchup with Texas, one of the premier programs in the country. Got a lot of respect for Tom Herman and the job he's done, and I'm glad we're able to tighten this thing and get a little closer to the game just so we can get our team ready and prepared. But when you think of the Sugar Bowl and you think of the history that Georgia has, I know a lot of our fan base is excited, and a lot of friends I have that went to school at Georgia have said this is an awesome opportunity to come back to New Orleans and play in a great event. So we're excited to be here.
Thank you very much, Coach. Questions for Coach?
Coach, I know you said you guys are excited to be here, and from Austin, so I haven't heard you say it.
Yeah.
Has there been any disappointment or any drop-off from not making the playoffs?
You know, I don't think so. I think we addressed that right after the game. We understand that we didn't control the parts that we had to control to make that game, and we've moved on past it. I mean, certainly I think when you think about the playoffs and the four top teams in the country, you want to be part of that. Every one of our players will tell you that. But we also know the hurdle that's in front of us in Texas, a team that's got a great tradition, really good football team, plays in a really good conference. So we have a standard that we play to regardless of who we play, and we know we're playing a really good opponent, and our players are excited for that opportunity. This is one of the best bowls in the country.
Justin Fields is on the plane with you. Can you talk about his status and also just the trend in quarterbacks, for want of a better word, impatience about them wanting to start, and you see this as an increasing trend in college football?
Well, I don't think it's just impatience of quarterbacks not wanting to start. I think every kid on that plane wants to start if you ask them. So they all want that opportunity. The unfortunate thing about quarterback is only one of them can start. So it's not like where we have 6 defensive backs or 5 defensive backs or 4 defensive linemen. It's a very unique position. The only thing similar to it is the kicker, and he doesn't play very much anyway. So it's a unique situation. But Justin has practiced with us throughout the bowl. He's done a really good job of focusing on that and worrying about that.
So he's putting the game plan for him. He's the number one backup.
Yeah, he's our number 2 quarterback going into the game. Absolutely.
Were any of your scholarship guys not able to make the trip with you?
No, we've got everybody here. Everybody that practiced with us in bowl practice is with us.
Coach, you mentioned that you admire everything that Tom Herman's been able to do with that Texas program. You've been across the field from him once before. What do you see, just from him as a coach, and maybe kind of expand on that a little bit more?
Well, he's a tremendous leader. First of all, he's a really good offensive coach, but he's gone out and got a really exceptional defensive staff. They've been able to put a really good defense together. I think what he did at Houston in and of itself speaks for itself, and then he goes to Texas and he's turned it around. So he certainly has one of the premier programs to do that at, as far as recruiting to, one of the best states to recruit in the country. But he's done that well. And when you're at a place like that, which I know we both share some common situations in that we're one of the major universities in our state, and our states are really good at supplying great football players. But you still have to go out and sign them, develop them, and become a good football team, which he's been able to do at Texas.
Kirby, we didn't get a chance to ask about, we didn't see DeAndre Baker.
Yeah.
Where was he, and has he reconsidered at all playing in this game?
Yeah, DeAndre Baker is not going to play in this game. He has decided not to play in the game. That was a decision that he came to. I don't know what day it was last week, somewhere around midweek. But he was very honest about it. He was very concerned about it. And we at the University of Georgia support him in his decision. That's a decision that it's a tough decision when you look at it, and he was forced to make it. He probably spoke prematurely when he was at the Thorpe Award, and I think it was on his mind. But he met with his family about it. It was really important to him that he stay with the team. We support him as a coaching staff to stay around the team, be around the team. He wanted to come on this trip to help those other players, help the other corners. So it was a decision that he had to make. And look, across the country, there are a lot of guys making that decision, and it really weighed heavy on that kid. And he came to us and told us, and I told him we would support him, and he's here with us. He's part of our family. He came back, after having a pretty good grade as a junior and decided to play and help get us to this point. But, he's not going to play in the game.
Time for 2 more.
Coach, Jordan Davis, we didn't see Jordan Davis out there last week.
Jordan was inside rehabbing, doing some things. He's had a back problem, a little bit of a back issue, but he practiced some today. He continued to practice. I think he's going to be fine for the game.
How much has Tyson Campbell grown down the stretch in practice? Obviously, you haven't seen him
he's got a lot of reps. So he's gotten a lot of opportunities, and we know we're up against some really good wideouts. They've got really big physical wideouts across the board. They do an exceptional job throwing the ball down the field. So we know those guys will get tested, and all the secondary will. So we're trying to prepare them as much as we can. But we're excited to be here, guys. We got a great football program. We're up-and-coming program when it comes to setting a standard. We want our kids to play to our standard, and that's our number one goal, is to play our best game in this game.
Coach Stephen, your wide receivers coach, what has he done for this group, helping you guys get to where you are right now, year after joining you guys?
I think he brings a wealth of experience at the position. He commands a lot of respect in that room. He's brought a lot of good ideas to our offense. I think he's really taken a wide receiver group that was really talented, and he's made them more productive. You know, that with our quarterback play has been good. Offensive coordinator's done a good job. But Coach Hankton has brought a kind of a by committee job to the receivers corps where it's not just one guy, but he's done a great job of doing that. And I know he's from New Orleans, and I know he's excited to be coming home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.